I'm going to be showing you how to create your very own Netflix using FlutterFlow. You're going to be learning four main things in this video. Number one, how to break down your app idea. Number two, the tools that I'm going to be using to accomplish this. Three, the prompts, the AI prompts I use to make this a reality. Number four, the step-by-step process so you can do this yourself. First of all, let's go with the app idea. What am I trying to build? I'm trying to create Netflix. Now, what I did was I looked at Google and did Google Images and looked at their breakdown of what their app looked like as a reference. Now, what are the tools that I'm going to be using? Well, I'm going to be using FlutterFlow and another platform called Tuyuto. Tuyuto allows you to launch your own OTT platform. Basically, that means OTT means over the top, so you can create your own streaming platform over other internet services. So instead of trying to build it on AWS, Amazon Web Servers, or just using Google Cloud Platform, they make it a lot easier. They package it, and it's almost creating Netflix out of the box. The limitation is a lot of times if you use Tuyuto, you might want your own app to look a certain way or behave a certain way, and they're like, hey, take it or leave it. But they have something called Core by Tuyuto. So I can use all the power of their streaming platform and tie it into something like FlutterFlow. So I'm going to be using FlutterFlow and use their new AI gen. Now, this is going to allow you to build an app using AI all the way through. When I first premiered this about 4 months ago, you could only use FlutterFlow for like the production of the front end, what it looks like. But there's a lot of things that's being added with FlutterFlow AI Gen. Not only can you do it for the front end, but you can use it through your whole entire journey. Let me break it down just really quick about all these different things that they have. I love this. Number one, you can do AI page gen. So from text, you can create your page visually. So if you feel overwhelmed of how you make up the page yourself, what it looks like, the color schemes, you just type it in, what kind of page you're looking for, a sign-in page, a home page, all those things, and it generates it for you. You get to see the code of it, you can change the theme colors, and then you can generate it in just a few minutes. And here are some examples. You can do login screens, home pages, you can do product pages, all those things. But this is another thing that I love that AI Gen allows you to do. You can generate the backend schema in seconds. What does that mean? So the backend is how to make the application smart. Using AI, using AI Gen, you can tell it what kind of backend you're looking for, like generate a collection of clients from their past projects, reviews, and past successful reviews, all those things. What I just said right there. Basically, what you're saying is you're going to ask AI Gen to generate the whole backend or the database structure so it saves data correctly. That's amazing. So instead of understanding all the different nuances or trying to figure it out yourself, you can get a really good basic version of this right here with AI Gen. That's just amazing to me. Not only that, you can use it for your color scheme so you can have the right kind of themes for your app, the colors, the text, fonts, all of those different things. And if you're going to be using the custom code editor, it allows you to co-pilot what you're trying to do back there as well. So you can write it out in plain English, and then it will create custom code for you. So imagine like Copilot X, if you've seen it with GitHub and things like that, you can use this right here with FlutterFlow. It's all included under the AI Gen really suite of different tools. And it's you use it if you're a paid subscriber, you can use this with AI Gen. It's just amazing what they're going to be doing. To get all the basics of the different pricing structure, take a look at the pricing page or one of our other videos for a full breakdown of the different things you get with the different pricing tiers. Okay, so we went over the tools I'm using. I'm using FlutterFlow and I'm using Tuyuto, specifically Core by Tuyuto to make this possible. Now, what are the prompts that I'm going to be using? I am just using a Notion document right here, and I'm writing out the prompts of all the different pages that I'm creating first, and then the prompts I'm using for the database, and so on and so forth. Today, we're going to be breaking down the prompts I'm using to create the front end, what it looks like in FlutterFlow. So if we look at this, now that we have the FlutterFlow prompts right here, I'm going to show you what I've been able to create with these prompts. And by the way, I write down in my notes, is it successful? If it's not successful, what did I learn from it? And all of those things. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So when you go into FlutterFlow and you create a project, and you start out in the build section over here. Either you can go into the UI builder, the widget tree. I just go to the page selector. Once I go there, I'm going to go into the main section where I can preview the image. And there's going to be two different icons. Number one, it says open floating widget palette right here, or I can click the button right here where it says AI generated page. From there, that's where you can enter the prompt of what you want the page to look like. Now, the breakdown right here, I wanted a login screen. I wanted my first one to be a login screen. So I wrote out design a login page for a streaming service like Netflix. The page needs a login and a sign up option for new and returning users. And we're going to preview exactly what this looks like. Okay, so after I did the prompt, it created this page. Gave me a basic image at the top, but it gave me exactly what I wanted. A sign in section where people can enter your email. And then also a section where it says new to Netflix, sign up now. Now, this allows me to have a framework. I could now build upon this, but it gave me exactly what I asked it to. When you ask it to create a page, it will also ask you to rank it. So if you're familiar with like using ChatGPT, it will say like thumbs up, thumbs down. Here it gives you three tiers of like, did you hate it? Did you kind of like it? Or did you love it? So that allows the system to learn and get better based on the prompts, and is it on the right track? The AI is on the right track. But also you can regenerate it if you don't like it. It also gives you options on the theme and the color schemes and all those things. But I liked it, so I decided to keep it. Now, we're going to, in a moment, preview the homepage and what that looks like and what I did. But before we get there, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I have something called Docs Help Desk, where you can ask questions to me weekly, and I do recorded AMAs every single week. And that way you get resources, you get access to me, and you can learn what I'm doing, like these kind of projects every single week, or what I'm working on, such as our new drone project as well. Or if you want questions answered about your own app question or business, you can ask it. Just being part of Doc's Help Desk, it's $5 a month or $25 a year. The link is down below. And if you want to support the channel or you want have a project you need help with, consider joining. We would love to have you. So let's get back into looking at the next page that I generated as well. Now, I wanted a homepage for my app like Netflix, and this is what I had. Now, I had a couple different iterations here, and I changed it because based on the length, you can only use 400 characters. So I wrote down kind of what I wanted, and then I kind of went from there. The first prompt, it didn't understand me correctly, but I think I just gave it too much. So this is the prompt that worked. It said, create a page for a streaming service like Netflix. The page needs to include a main image and a section for four categories of movies. The page includes a navigation bar at the bottom of the page that has the following four icons: a home icon, a search icon, a favorite icon, and a profile icon. And this is what it generated. Created this, which isn't too bad. It had a main icon, it even has a little setting section right here, that the icon up here. It has the categories. It actually added its own categories. It said action, comedy, drama, and thriller. That's pretty cool. And pretty cool icon images. But also right here where I asked it for the navigation, the row, it did give me the four icons. And I thought they were really good. The only thing I would mention is I said at the bottom of the page, maybe I could describe it a little bit better or describe where I want it. It's right under the main image. But overall, I was pretty satisfied what they created for me and the framework from there. I wasn't specific on the image that I wanted. Gave me a great first image, gave me four categories, and it named the categories for me, and then going from there. So I thought it was successful. The one thing I would say is the navigation I would want it at the bottom. There might be a different way that I should use or describe it to make sure that it understands, but I thought it was really good. Now, what are some of the things that I messed up the first time? I I asked for four categories, but then I named the four categories, and then the spacing was really weird when I did it. It was each category had its own like basically section. It was just not very good. I think I might have been too abstract. So when I just said a section of four categories, then it worked perfectly. And that is what I have so far. I need to create a individual page so when you click on it, movie, you have a video player and all of those things, and then go from there. Start building out the other pages. I will say to note when you start using this, remember you can only generate 5 pages per day. It does mention right here. I'll just read what it says. It says page generation limited renews every day. Unlimited generations for FlutterFlow subscribers. So you can use unlimited pages, but they're limiting you to 5 pages per day. So just remember when you're starting out, think about your 5 pages, then you have to come back the next day. Remember, this is an alpha stage. They might change that later on, but it's something to think about as you're building out your app and as you're going. If you like this, or if you want me to keep going with this series and continue to build this out, let me know in the comment section down below. This is all depends on you and all of the viewers of this channel. If you want me to continue with this series to talk more about building a streaming service like Netflix using FlutterFlow into Uto, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like these kind of videos, make sure that you like and subscribe